Deep in the heart of the eastern lands of Nigeria, where the mist clings to the red earth, the Aliolamiwo festival begins under a blood-red dusk. It is a time when the veil between the living and the dead thins, and the ancestors walk among the flickering torches of Umuochi. The air is heavy with a fear that has no name. The elders know, they have seen the omens written in the dust. The sacrifice was rejected. Dead goats lie upon the parched soil, their bodies cold, yet not a single wound marks their flesh. Young Adis watches from the threshold. While the village trembles, her heart burns with a curiosity that the elders warned would be her undoing. Her mother's hand is a heavy weight on her shoulder, a desperate prayer for protection against the darkness that is currently waking up. Suddenly, the world falls silent. The crickets stop their song, and the wind holds its breath. The earth itself begins to tremble. From the mouth of the pitch-black forest, the first masquerade emerges huge, covered in ancient raffia, moving with a terrifying, non-human stiffness. An old woman, her eyes clouded by the cataracts of a century, catches Adizi's arm with a grip like iron bone. "Do not look into the void," she whispers, "for the spirits do not just visit. They look for a home to inhabit." The ritual begins. Blood meets the dry soil, and the chanting of the men rises like a fever, trying to appease the unappeasable. But the wind has died. The fire does not flicker. Time itself seems to have frozen in the presence of something ancient and hungry. Inside the safety of her hut, Adiz sits by a single candle. The shadows on the wall grow long and twisted, reaching for her. Then a voice, familiar yet distorted, like a memory being crushed. It calls her name from the other side of the door. Against every warning, her hand finds the latch. The wood is cold, vibrating with a pulse. That shouldn't exist. The door creaks open. Outside, the night is no longer the village. It is a vast, empty void of absolute darkness. Standing at the edge of the light is the tall masquerade. It stands perfectly still, watching her through the cracks of its bone mask. It moves, not like a man, but with a jerky, unnatural gait, as if its joints were never meant to bend that way. Terror finally takes hold. She slams the door, bolting it with trembling hands, but the wood offers no sanctuary. Long, dark, multi-jointed fingers begin to scratch across the wood. The sound is like bone on stone, rhythmic and relentless. The heavy door bursts inward. The creature towers over her, its presence filling the small room with the stench of ancient earth and rot. Underneath the mask, there is no face, only a swirling black mist that moves with a life of its own, reaching for her soul. In the square, the elders drop to their knees. They feel the breach. They know the invitation has been accepted. The mother rushes into the hut, a cry of desperate love on her lips. She stands between her daughter and the ancient nightmare. The creature's darkness shifts, forming a terrifying mimicry of a smile as it accepts the mother's sacrifice in place of the daughter's. Morning comes, cold and pale. The mist has cleared, but the warmth of the sun feels distant, like a dream that no longer belongs here. Adiz sits alone. Her eyes are hollow, her spirit weathered by a grief that the village will never speak of. Her mother is gone. But she is not truly alone, for once a door is opened to the Aliolamiwo, it can never be fully closed again.